Students, in this video I'm going to discuss the perfect number using the concept of object passing through function. So students, you can see that the class perfect is there, a data member n is there, public perfect. So this is the constructor. Which constructor parameterized because one parameter or argument is there. It is being used to initialize n with the value of v. After that we have input function also, where we have a scanner object sc and we enter the number n equal to sc.nextInt. So data will be entered using the scanner's object sc, and for this scanner we have got here a statement import java.util.asterisk semicolon. After that, public int check. So here a function which checks the number is perfect or not, means n is perfect or not, and return type is int. So it returns 1 when the number is perfect, it returns 0 when the number is not a perfect number. So int r equal to 0, s is initialized with 0, I we can see here we initialize this with 1. And what is the perfect number? Perfect number is the one which is equal to the sum of the numbers factors except the number. Means 1, 2, 3. You can see it is divisible. Number 6, suppose we take as an example, divisible by 1, so it is remainder is 0. So it is a factor. Then after that we divide by 2. So mod 2, remainder is 0, mod 3, remainder is 0, mod 4, not 0, mod 5, not 0, but 6, mod 6 is equal to 0. But this will not be included. Reason, because it is equal to the sum of the factors. So 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3, these are the factors except the number. So number will not be counted as a factor because every number is divisible by itself. So there is bound to be a factor, but for perfect number we don't include that. So here you can see 1 plus 2 plus 3, what is coming? 6. So that is why this is a perfect number. Alright, perfect number. Now we have to check, we have to check the number from 1 to 5, 1 less than the number, 1 less than the number. So here we have to write I less than n, not equal to n. So and then I write I plus plus. And this variable s is there, right, which will have the sum of the factors. R is there, which will have the final value to be returned. All right. Now I write inside the loop body if n mod I equals to 0, if it is divisible, then you don't have to print anything, just add that number which will be the factor, because when it is divisible, to the s. So it is having the sum of factors except the number. We have closed if, and then loop curly brace will be closed here. Once this is over, so we simply write here if, because r is already 0, so if n number is equal to s, to the sum of the factors, if this is equal, then just write r assignment operator 1. That's it, and we close it. No need to write any else over there. And the last statement of the function, this is over now. Last statement of the function will be return what? 1. Return r, because r contains the value initially 0. If the number is perfect, if it is equal to the sum of the factors, then r will contain 1, because we are giving value 1 to r. Alright. Otherwise, this will a statement, if it is false, then this statement will never be executed, and r will maintain which value inside it? It will maintain 0. So 0 will be returned. That will say that it is not a perfect number. Now we have the same code but with the object passing. So students, you see here public int check, and then I write here class name is what? Perfect. So I pass here the object ob. Okay, and the way we write here also I will write int r equal to 0 comma sum equal to 0. I have written both the things in one statement. That is fine. Now students, we start the logic. What we do here, we write for int I equal to 1, I less than. Up to this point you can't find any difference. Only difference is that I have passed the object and I have started division now. Up to which number I have to move? Less than the number. So n here will be of OB, of the object. So we'll write here OB dot n. So just see the major area of difference. This is n, OB dot n. So here we write less than n, and here we write OB dot n. Alright, let me make it better so that you could read it properly. So this is what? N. Alright, this is n. Now after this, students, we increase that by 1. A normal looping process is there, and here where I have written if n mod I, so for that I will write again OB dot n mod I equals to 0. Alright, now if it is true, that means I is the factor, so we will add that to S, and we close the if block, and then we close the loop. End of the loop. End of loop. Alright, so for loop दिया है, whatever is given over there. So for that, end of the loop. Now same statement but with a small difference where I have to check number is equal to S. So we'll write here OB dot n equals to S. Right, if they are equal, then R equals to 1. Alright, now the last statement will be return what? Return R. Okay, so same explanation is there for this also. So now you can see return type is integer, so int, so it is returning the int. So depending upon the perfect number is perfect or not, it will have value 1 or 0. Okay, and now we close. Okay, this is the end of function, end of check function. Alright, now we'll implement all these things here in the main function. So we have public static void main. Alright, and I write here a string, and then I write args. Okay, now I have the object of the class. Class name is perfect. So I write here perfect obj equals to new, and then perfect. Okay, and here I can pass any number, and we have taken example 6, so I can take 6 also. Otherwise I can change in the input function as well, not a problem. So after that I can write if you want to change the number, in case you want to change the number, otherwise that was also fine, obj.input. So whatever number you want to give, you may provide. Okay, after that we have to check. So I take here as D, because the function check is going to be returned a value. So check is there, which is returning. I'm going to call this one. Okay, so here I write obj dot check, obj dot check, and students, after that what I will do, I'll pass the object. So I can pass the same object within this function, right? So whatever the value of suppose I change the value to something else, or if I maintain this one and I don't call this function, then 6 will be taken here, 6 will be inside the obj. So depending upon, it will check whether it is a perfect number or not. Alright, if I take suppose 4, I input the value 4, so it will not be perfect number, so here D will contain 0. In case I send 6 here, so D will contain 1. And now I can write here if D equals to 1, right? And then here I have written else. Okay, so here I write system dot out dot print ln. All right, which message will be given? Number is perfect number. All right, and I can close it here, it's over. And then else block is there, and then I write here system dot out dot print ln number is not a perfect number. All right, and I close it here, and then else block will be closed. One more function you will add yourself, that is the display function, to display the number. All right, that is very important, so that you could get to know that which number has been sent over there, okay, or which number has been entered. And after that I close the main function. So students, you can see that how all these things are working here. All right, how to pass the object, and you can have a comparative analysis here of a function without any object as the argument and function with the object. All right, so please practice this program to understand the concept better. Thanks everyone.